as you think about the programs that are at the Respite Rehab and Reentry Center, really all of them are kind of focused on this diversion and psychosocial rehabilitation principles, right? We are trying to teach emotional, cognitive, social skills, trying to help people shift the dynamic they're experiencing that's got them kind of where there's a pretty significant footprint in their lives from the criminal justice system and ultimately even impacting their housing stability. And so what you'll find are programs that are really kind of on the cutting edge of services and programs addressing psychological, emotional, occupational, interpersonal health, and even other effects that with great intention, we're trying to restore their ability to function successfully in the community and be a part of our community. One or two programs that really made sense to shift and have at this single location. And the first one that came to my mind when we were having these discussions was our pre-charge jail diversion program. We've had a jail diversion program operating for the last 2.5 years. It's done a tremendous job. We have literally kept over 3,000 people from going to jail and being booked into jail for non-violent, low-risk crimes that are really probably more of a result of them being homeless and having a mental illness than it is because they have some great criminal intent. And so our diversion center is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Some of those programs are varied in nature. One of the first that comes to mind is our hospital to homes program. It's 24 beds. It is intended to serve as a program for individuals that are experiencing homelessness who've been hospitalized in an inpatient psychiatric setting and are transitioning out of that setting but don't have a place to go. As the name of the program implies, begin to help them make that transition from a hospital to a home and not end up back on the streets. And so our intention is for them to stay even as long as 90 to 180 days to help provide that opportunity for rehabilitation. We have an outpatient competency restoration program where we provide restoration services over the course of about 60 to 120 days. And we moved that program over there just because of the programmatic synergies, the staff synergies, and the ability to provide a great environment for those individuals to stay in while they were undergoing competency restoration services. One of the things that was important to our community as we began talking about the need for a Respite Rehabilitation and Reentry Center was this idea of jail reentry. We know that we have individuals who leave jail every day who are leaving and going back into homelessness. And we don't think that sets them up to really be successful at making changes and making some different choices. And so we wanted to have a place where if they were leaving jail and they didn't have a place to go, they could have a soft landing spot in our reentry center. We've got 20 beds dedicated for that, and those individuals can stay with us. We help them begin to plan as to what the next step for them is and where they're going to go after they transition to our spot. They typically stay with us about 3 to 5 days as a part of that process. Individuals coming out of the Respite Rehab and Reentry program, and in some cases directly from the streets, into a stable living situation where there was staff and support and services that they could access. And so we're excited about those 24 beds of housing we put into the continuum to be able to support individuals with serious mental illness. I think one of the things that's critical and unique is in our Respite Rehab and Reentry Center and the programs that are there is this blending and combination of housing, stable, safe place for them to be, and clinical programming. Trying to find all of that in one spot for the individuals with really complex needs and complex cases like those that we serve can be very difficult, and not every community's been able to figure out how to do that. We did it through lots of collaboration, lots of cross-agency support and investment, and lots of planning and discussion and dialogue about how do we come together to meet these needs of these individuals in our community.